I was interrupted by people for some reason. I don't know why I'm all of a sudden so popular. But anyway, so today I have an agenda for this video. I was going to give you my top 5 favorite TV shows that I watch or have watched. Basically just give you the title, what network they run on, and what some of the stars that are in those shows. As well as just a brief synopsis of what those shows are about, though I'll try really hard not to give any spoilers just because I know there's some people out there that haven't seen them and would like to see these shows, so I will try to avoid spoilers. And then something new that I came up with was at the end of this video I would give you a word of the day that you can use in your everyday vocalics and talking to people, and also in your writing. I have an interest in English and in linguistics, and so I like looking at different words and figuring out what they mean and how I can use them. And people wonder why I have such a huge vocabulary. It's because I read the dictionary. So yeah, let's just start with my top 5 favorite TV shows, and hopefully no one will interrupt me this time. So yeah, so number 5 is, oops, sorry, I just dropped my guitar pick. With that, my number 5 for me is Once Upon a Time. It's actually a pretty good show. It's pretty, it's based off of fairy tales coming to life and like living in the real world, and I mean, it's a cool thing. Oh, by the way, this one's on ABC, and it's still currently running. I've watched the first 3 seasons on Netflix, and I'm trying to keep up with the 4th season, but haven't been able to due to the episodes online not being completely free of charge, because who wants to watch? Who wants to pay for each episode, right? So anyway, I like that show. I like fairy tales. I would think of fairy tales, and so I like watching it. It's about they first start out with like the basic fairy tale characters like Snow White and Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, the Evil Queen, all the basic characters, and they follow the plotline pretty closely, at least to start. And after that, they kind of branch out and do their own thing, which I guess is cool. Some of the characters, or not characters, actors and actresses that are in Once Upon a Time are Jennifer Morrison, who I haven't really seen anything else. I'm sure she's been in a lot of other things, but I just haven't been paying attention. Jennifer Goodwin, who I've actually seen in movies like He's Just Not That Into You. Yeah, I watch Chick flicks, don't judge me. But yeah, I think that's the only one I've seen her in, but I'm sure she's been in other things. Josh Dallas, which his face looks familiar. I think I've seen him in some other things, but I can't put my finger quite on what. Yeah, so that's Once Upon a Time. Airs on ABC, and they're currently in season 4. Right now, the reason why it's ranked number 5 for me is that they were doing great with their fairy tale thing for a while, but then they added in Frozen, which, I mean, it's everyone's got to get on that bandwagon, like, really. And so I just that kind of killed it for me a little bit. I'm still trying to watch it just for the sake of keeping up with it, but I didn't like when they added in Frozen. Anyway, so number 4 on my list is Downton Abbey. I started watching it a couple years ago, or a year ago. 2 years ago? Something like that. Oh no, it was 2 years ago. Anyway, that one runs on BBC, British Broadcasting something. Anyway, it's around this family, this affluent family who lives in England during the 1920s, 1930s era, and the story basically surrounds them trying to cope with different things that happen to the family as far as scandals, different characters getting into trouble, marriages, births, deaths, all sorts of things, and then also the war era in England, as well as just the technologies that are being invented at the time that they have to adapt to. and their way of life is kind of dying out. They're a household that has like servants, and like there's two different like parts to the story where there's like stuff that goes on upstairs with all the like the higher ups, the lord of the land and whatever, all the stories that happen with them, and then there's stories that happen down below with all the servants and stuff. But their way of life is dying out per se, so that's kind of what the baseline of the story is about. Some stars that are in that are Michelle Dockery, who I know she's been in a lot of things, I just can't quite remember what. I saw this movie Hannah once. It's one about the girl that's like an assassin or something. Anyway, Michelle Dockery's in that, but other than that, I haven't seen her in anything else. Hugh Bonneville, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce his last name. Anyway, he's in Downton Abbey as well. I know he's been in a bunch of other things. Yeah, but he's also in that. And then Maggie Smith, if you've seen the Harry Potter movie, she plays Professor McGonagall. And she's been in quite a few other things too, and I'm not remembering what. But yeah, so they're all in Downton Abbey, and I like that show. And it's number 4 for me because it's a lot of drama, a lot of scandal, a lot of oh my gosh, so-and-so said this, so-and-so said that. But I like the show, but it's definitely not like, you know, it can get like kind of boring sometimes. Like some episodes are definitely just fluff, like, you know, story build. It just, yeah. So that's why it's number 4. Number 3 on my list is Arrow, which I just recently started watching. It airs on the CW, and it stars Steven, I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, Amell, A-M-E-L-L, correct me if I'm wrong. And he plays the main character, Oliver Queen, who is a billionaire, and he like had just gotten back from being shipwrecked on an island for 5 years, and anyway he became the Arrow. His sister is played by Willa Holland, and David Ramsey is his assistant. Anyway, it's a good show. It's, you know, superhero based. It's based on the DC DC section of superheroes. Sorry, I'm blanking on the word for it. DC's superheroes it's based on, so like people like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, basically the Justice League. So Arrow is in that area. I mean, it's a good show. I ranked it number 3 because I'm not very far into it. I'm only on like episode 10 of 25 of season 1, and there's like 3 other seasons, so I'm behind. I haven't gotten very far into it yet, but I like it so far. So number 2 on my list is the Red Band Society, or I guess it's just Red Band Society. That one airs on Fox, and it basically surrounds a group of kids that live in a hospital all together. Some of them are there for various illnesses. One of them has an eating disorder. One of the kids is in a coma, but you get to, you know, like there's scenes where he's like can talk, and it's interesting. Some of the stars that are in that show are Octavia Spencer, Ciara Bravo, and Charlie Rowe, as well as some other people. Octavia Spencer, if you've seen movies like The Help, she played, gosh, what was that character's name? I read the book too, I should know. Minnie? She played Minnie, pretty sure. And she's been in a whole lot of other things. She's a pretty well-known actress. But she plays the nurse. I can't remember her name right now. Wow, I'm just out of it today. But she plays the main nurse in this show, and Ciara Bravo plays Emma. Emma has an eating disorder, and she's being treated for it, so that's why she's living in the hospital. And Charlie Rowe plays, not thinking of his name, Leo. He plays Leo, who is a cancer survivor, amputee, and currently still being treated for different things, as well as going through physical therapy to get used to not having one of his legs. Anyway, I like that show because it's relatively new. I'm still very much caught up with it. There's only one season of it so far, and the last episode aired last night, which means I can watch it today. online, and I'll be watching that. I like it because it's realistic, and it just shows a group of friends that is created around something that's really hard for some kids to deal with, like being sick, being hurt, having something wrong with them that they can't fix, and even being in a coma. You know, it's hard to make friends when you're in a coma. Like, it is actually one of the quotes out of one of the episodes. But I don't know why I like it so much, really. Like, I can't really give you a reason, but I enjoy that. But yeah. And then my number one on my list right now for favorite TV shows that I've watched or am watching is Lost. Now, I know I'm definitely late to the party with this one. It aired on ABC from about 2004 until 2010. Some of the stars in that are, I'm gonna go with Jorge Garcia, because it's spelled Jorge, but in Spanish it's pronounced Jorge. Anyway, Jorge Garcia, Matthew Fox, Emily DeRabin, Ian Somerhalder, and a bunch of other, not quite A-listers, at least at the time, but a bunch of other actors and actresses that you would probably recognize. Let's see. So Lost is basically just if you haven't seen it, because I'm definitely, like I said, late to the party with this. Lost is about a bunch of people that were just on a flight out of Australia to LA that crashed on this island, and there's all sorts of secrets between all these people, and you know, they have to figure out how to survive or how to get off the island, how to basically do that. And fun fact, Emily DeRabin, who plays Claire, who's the girl that has a baby on the show, she is also in Once Upon a Time. She plays Belle. Just fun fact there. Anyway, I enjoy Lost because it's just so intense. Like, I honestly will sit there and watch it and be like, oh my god, I have to watch another one, I can't not watch it. And like, I even came to this point sorry, my voice is going. I got to this point the other night where it was like 1:45 in the morning. I had classes the next day. I was like, if I don't watch another episode, I will have a nightmare, because this is so intense and my mind is just going. But if I watch another episode, I'm not going to go to bed, and I have classes in the morning. That was a hard choice. I chose bed. I didn't have any nightmares, but it was still just like, oh my gosh, this is so intense. Because the thing is, like, what would you do if you were stranded on an island? I mean, you know, that's like a topic of conversation that people bring up at sleepovers when you seriously don't know what to talk about and you don't know the people around you. You're like, so what would you do if you were stuck on an island or whatever? But literally, like, if you were actually stuck on an island with like maybe like an aircraft that crashed with whatever was on it, what would you do? And I mean, there's just so much drama and stuff that happens, and it's just like, it's just so intense, and I love it. Like, it makes me think, wow, would I have done that differently? Or, oh my gosh, you can't do that. No. I'm like starting to get involved in like how the characters function. You know, it's just like, oh my gosh, like, no, that can't happen. No, he can't die. No, it's just it's really intense, and I like it a lot. But yeah, and hey, Ian Somerhalder's in it. Come on, guys, he's oh man candy. Man, don't worry, babe. You're hotter than Ian Somerhalder to me. But let's just say if I had to choose a celebrity crush, it'd be him. He's out. Anyway, so those are my top 5 favorite TV shows. If you have any TV shows you'd like to talk about, you can definitely tell me about them down below. And you know, if you have anything you'd like to add about these TV shows here, or if you want to talk about like what happened on whatever episode, or you know, definitely hit me up in the comments down here, tweet at me up here, and yeah, we can talk about that. So let's see, today's word of the day is obfuscate. Obfuscate. The word means, and I'm reading it off my paper here because I can't remember for the life of me, it's a verb, and it means to render obscure, unclear, or unintelligible, or to bewilder someone. So using it in a sentence, it means the eclipse will obfuscate the sun's light. So it means like to block, or to make not clear, to make to darken, to make unable to see, basically. and you spell it like this. And yeah, so obfuscate is the word of the day, and I hope you guys have a great day. Definitely hit me up in the comments with any ideas. Tweet at me if you have Twitter and want to follow me. You're awesome. Share this video anywhere you want, and like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and use the word of the day. See you later. Bye.